Krishna danced. One day in the village of Gokul, the gopis were busy with their daily work. Everywhere in the village, people spoke lovingly about little Kanha, his sweet smile, his playful mischief, and his charming dances. Among the gopis was one who had heard many times how beautifully little Kanha danced. She had often seen him running and playing, but she had never seen his dance with her own eyes. One morning, she saw Kanha playing happily in the courtyard. A playful idea came to her mind. Smiling sweetly, she called out to him, "Kanha, come here. I have some fresh butter for you." The moment Kanha heard the word butter, his eyes lit up with excitement. Butter was his favorite treat. He quickly ran toward the gopi. "Butter?" Kanha asked eagerly. "Yes," the gopi said with a smile. "Come inside, and I will give it to you." Trusting her words, little Kanha followed her into the room. But as soon as they went inside, the gopi quietly closed the door from the inside. Suddenly Kanha felt uneasy. He looked around the room and realized that he was alone with the gopi. Immediately his face changed, and his eyes filled with tears. "I want to go to my ma," Kanha said softly, his voice trembling. He turned toward the door and began to cry. "Ma, ma." But the gopi gently stopped him. "Don't cry, Kanha," she said. "I will give you butter." Hearing this, Kanha wiped his tears and looked at her hopefully. "Where is the butter?" he asked. The gopi smiled and said playfully, "First you must dance for me, Kanha. Then I will give you the butter." Little Kanha stood there quietly for a moment. Tears were still rolling down his soft cheeks. But the thought of sweet, fresh butter made him nod his head. Slowly, little Kanha began to dance. His tiny feet moved gently across the floor. His anklets softly jingled as he danced. Although tears were still glistening in his eyes, Kanha continued dancing because the gopi had promised him butter. The gopi watched with great joy. Her heart melted seeing the innocent little child dancing so sweetly. She realized how pure and simple Kanha's heart was. Immediately she rushed forward, lifted Kanha lovingly in her arms, and wiped his tears. "Oh Kanha," she said affectionately, "how innocent you are." Then she quickly brought a bowl filled with fresh white butter and placed it in his tiny hands. The moment Kanha saw the butter, his tears disappeared. A bright smile returned to his face. Happily, he began eating the butter. And soon the room was filled with the sweet laughter of little Kanha once again. Such were the charming childhood pastimes of Kanha in the village of Gokul, where even his tears quickly turned into smiles and joy. Thank you for listening. May Krishna's Leelas bring peace and happiness. Another gentle story of Krishna is waiting. Hare Krishna.